Baltimore's on the board. As you see, they've got a pretty solid mix of players. Their very first pick was Greg Liu, 67 overall, 93 potential, lefty throwing from Japan. Throws a cutter and a slider, which kind of feed off of each other, the sweeping curve and a changeup. He's not throwing very hard, but he's at least effective from what the numbers have shown from the scouts. Stamina, good. Hit per 9, good. K per 9, not really gonna get a ton of guys out. He'll lose it a little bit on the control factor. Home runs per 9, which is odd because, usually when you're walking guys, you might also be prone to giving up home runs, but he gives them up at an average clip. Clutch is all right. Control is all right. Velocity is below average, but his break is, about average. Fielding, yeah, give him 2 gloves, he might not be able to field it. Arm strength is good, though, and with a bat in his hands, he'll bunt. That's it. Don't expect much else. Next up, Evan Lewis, third baseman. This is the best pick I've seen thus far. C potential, 71 overall, switch hitter, righty throwing from New York. Is a much better righty hitter than he is lefty. As you can see, the numbers are in the 60s. Lefties hovering around 50. Good vision, decent discipline, decent clutch. Is not going to really be much of a bunter. Durability is good. Fielding is, you know what? You can live with 64 fielding. His arm strength isn't the strongest, but again, you can live with that. Not every third baseman needs to be strong arm. They just need to have a strong enough arm to get it across the diamond. Accuracy, he will airmail it and throw him into the dirt a couple times. Reaction, solid. Speed, not exactly there, and he's not much of a pitcher. Not much of a pitcher. Not a pitcher, let's be real. Bill Trainer is the next selection for the Baltimore Orioles. 63 overall, 84 potential. He's a starter. I did not realize he had a mullet until I pulled up this picture. He only throws 3 pitches, though, which may be a good thing. Maybe he'll control them better. As you can see, his control's in the 60s. He's pretty much good across the board. His his Ks and walks per 9 are gonna need some work. Clutch is Control is there, though. Like, you're not gonna find too many guys with 60 control on pretty much anything, or at least across the board. Fielding, arm strength is definitely there. You put a bat in his hands and you tell him don't swing. Alan Harburg is next. 21-year-old right fielder, lefty batting, righty throwing from the state of New Jersey. He's got speed, as you can see. That was probably the one thing that stood out about him. He hits righties better than lefties, though he hits lefties for power at about the same oomph as he does righties. Vision, discipline, good in knee work. Bunting, not there despite that speed, particularly drag bunting at a 12. 57 durability. He's a good fielder. The only thing is, don't ask him to throw it beyond the cutoff man, or you're gonna be in some trouble. He's gonna airmail it, or it's just gonna take forever to get to your glove. The guy will take an extra bag. And again, almost none of these guys are gonna be pitchers ever. At least not as a secondary position. Maybe you might end up with a guy that'll come out of the bullpen in a 17-inning game or something. And all right, next, Pablo Espinosa, 44 overall, but an 85 potential. So that either means he's either gonna rise very quickly, or it's gonna take a long time before he ever remotely reaches his potential. Switch hitter, righty batting, okay with the stick. As far as the power is concerned, it's not really there. He can bunt, though. He can bunt, solidly. He's a switch hitter. His fielding is just not there. Though he's a first baseman, you try not to concern too much with that. That's always a bonus if you can get it from a first baseman. But then again, that bonus usually needs to be counteracted with what can you do with the bat in your hands. Speed is okay. From the Dominican Republic, 22 years old. 5'11", 172. Next up, Danny Rosenthal, 47 overall, 76 potential from Virginia. Hits lefties a little bit better than righties. Vision is just not there. He, again, another catcher that can bunt. I mean, I like to see them actually swing the bat. I'd like to see some better catchers around the league. Jeez. A lot of guys are defense first guys, and a lot of these catchers I've seen thus far are just not that. 62 durability, fielding is oh my goodness, like you could have just left this guy, as a free agent you pick up when you run out of, dudes in your minor league system. But I'm not their GM, so I'm gonna shut up. Ooh. Again, his hot and cold zones, he hits lefties like crazy, but it doesn't reflect very much in his actual attributes, or at least what his scouted attributes are. And lastly, for this team, Jaime Acevedo, he does not hit much for contact, which might be okay, as he does hit for power. 55 against righties and 70 against lefties. Vision, not exactly there, though. Hell, that 37 is better than Joey Gallo's. Clutch not there. Doesn't bunt, not very fast. Fielding is meh. Durability is okay. Arm strength is up there, though. It's kind of inaccurate most of the time. So, looking like a DH candidate. If he can ever either hit for even more power or even up that contact, he's definitely going to be a major league player. All right, the Boston Red Sox are up next, and these are the players that they're mocked to take. A bit more diverse than the other two teams we've seen. As you can see, the first pick was Emil Barrios, lefty throwing, left-handed batting center fielder, 93 potential. He's solid with the contact, or okay with the contact. Power, not really there. He's got a potential, so that can jump up depending on training, how he trains in the off season and in the in season. Vision is damn good. That's major league worthy. Discipline is there. He's got some clutch to his game. Bunting, he's going to be playing for an American League team unless he gets traded. Durability is definitely up there. Again, he'll probably outlast some guys just off the strength of being able to be on field. Fielding is okay. Arm strength is not really there for a center fielder. He's 20 years old, though. The speed, he's got some speed. He will do some damage on the base pass. He's more of a push hitter than a pull hitter as a lefty, which, maybe he'll push some balls down the line around past his pole, depending on when he comes up. Carmen Valenzuela is next, the catcher from Mexico, which is interesting given his last name. He seems to be kind of average across the board as far as hitting, better against righties and lefties. He definitely can bunt, as we don't know if he plays another position, but he's a lefty batter. Let's see, durability is, solid. Fielding is going to need work if he ever wants to become any sort of viable, major leaguer. Speed, not there. And he doesn't really, of course, most of these guys don't pitch, so it is what it is. He's better against the lefties as he'll pull on it very easily. As you can see, red on the entire inside track there. Next up is Howard Chapman, no relation to Aroldis Floridian, 20 years old, 6'3", 221. He has borderline starter stamina at 64. His hit per 9 and K per 9 is all right. He's 20 years old. He's got room to grow. His home runs per 9, he's pretty much not going to give up the long ball. Pitching clutch is all right. Control is going to need some work. Despite him only throwing 2 pitches, velocity is solid. Break is all right. Don't really put a bat in his hand. His durability is kind of but when they're only pitching an inning or so, it's not really too much of a concern. Throws 2 fastballs of the bat, forcing and sinking variety, and mixes in a breaking ball with a slider at 85. Eduardo Rosado, I almost said Eddie Rosario, but here we are. The potential shortstop from Rhode Island, so he's not going very far from home. Pull hitter, righty throwing, switch hitter. not the best hitter, but he's only 18, so he's got a lot of room to grow. Durability at 90. Again, when you're able to stay on the field, you're able to play more. Fielding is not there, so I don't know why he's a shortstop. Speed is okay. Doesn't do anything too great. He's a pull hitter at that. Not a pitcher. Tommy Sumner, next reliever there, chosen 77 potential, so he's not too shabby. Again, another borderline starter / long reliever in an emergency situation. Hit per 9 at 59, K per 9 at 63, so he'll be able to get a decent amount of guys out if he's able to control the ball. As you can see, control and walks per 9 at 21 and 37 respectively. Pitching clutch at 53, so he's kind of average. Velocity is definitely up there though, throwing 2 fastballs of a 4-seam and 2-seam variety, mixing in the off-speed changeup and the slider at 86. Arm is good, not a fielder. You really don't expect much from relievers all that much anyway. And not a hitter, he's a reliever, so we don't worry about that kind of thing. All right, next up is Jackson Freeze. I'm going to say Freeze. We're going to stick to that. Washington-born, 22-year-old, 6'4", 196, an extreme pull hitter. And as you can see by those boxes up there, he pretty much doesn't have a weakness in his game, but I don't know why he's a deep potential. Why is his contact not nearly as high as it probably could be? In almost near 40 across the board, contact and power. Vision is going to need a lot of work. Doesn't bunt. Durability he's definitely going to need to work with maybe a yoga instructor or something. His durability up. Fielding at 40 for second base. That's not good. I mean, you can get by, but like if you don't have anything else as a calling card, like you're really just kind of just there. You're a warm body. 69 arm strength, 58 accuracy. Speed is okay. Probably the second or third best pick on this team. From the team that seems to really follow this is going to sound weird. Oh man, this is really going to sound weird. Who follows in the Bill Belichickian kind of philosophy where you get rid of players either before you have to pay them or only pay the ones that you really feel are worth it. The Tampa Bay Rays. They are very different, though they seem to have drafted pretty traditionally, as you can see. They got some starters, they got some relievers. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, relief pitchers will be openers, starters will come in afterwards. Maybe we'll see that in the near future from this team. Anyway, first is Waylon Luzinski from Illinois, switch hitter, and hitter he can be. Righties, he definitely hits them. 76 contact, 55 power. That man's a starter, or at least a bench bat for, though he'll probably start in AAA. Discipline, clutch, vision, like he can hold his own. Fielding, don't ask him to field. It's not very good. He might be able to shag a couple, shag some simple stuff. Don't ask him to do anything more. His speed is okay. Next up is Jim Pesky, who I know you saw there was a Pesky earlier. They're of no relation. I actually think he may have changed his last name. We'll see. 75 stamina. His per 9s are all right, though his walks and home runs per 9 are better than his hit and K per 9. So he'll be able to work himself into the zone. He won't give up home runs, but he might give up some hits. Pitching clutch is okay. Control is all right. Four-seam changeup, curveball, slider, not getting very high past 90. Good fielder for a pitcher. Not much of a hitter, though he can bunt a little something. And his durability is going to need some work, y'all. Next is Angelo Escalona from the Dominican Republic. He can at least hit a little something righty-wise. Lefties, not so much. Durable, he's okay. He's an all-right fielder, and his speed is all-right. He's just all-around all-right as a lefty batter. Kobe Pittman, center fielder. This man's got bop. 69 power against righties, 73 against lefties. Not much vision, but if he can connect on one, you're definitely going to take one deep, if not hit a double. Durability is up there, but he doesn't field well. He's fast. So, he's a bench bat, maybe a DH, things of that nature. We'll see. All right, Carlos Chavez, relief pitcher from Panama. Case per nine is not too shabby. Gonna need to work on the rest of his per nines. They're all right. Clutch. He throws hard, and his break is decent. Two-seam, changeup, curveball, sinker, and a slider with a hard arm. He throws at 87. That didn't sound kosher. Durability is 77, so he should be all right. Next is Freddie Marquez, four-seam, slider, changeup, curveball. His per nines are solid. I don't know why his potential is at a D. Seems a little much. Maybe they're being a little harsh on him. Four-seam, slider, changeup, curveball. The usual suspects. Pitches usually. Good arm strength, solid to okay. Velocity does not hit. He's durable at least. He's a switch hitter, though. I don't see how you can call yourself a switch hitter when you can't hit. Lastly, Roberto Ferreira, closing pitcher from the Dominican Republic. A lot of Dominican players here, as there are in baseball in general. Four-seam, changeup, curveball, and a cutter. His per nines are solid across the board. He may be their closer or at least a setup man in at least the near future. Velocity is good. Break is good as well. Not a bat. Durability is not there. Solid draft or solid mock draft from the Rays. I want to answer me this. Drake likes to, he's kind of a bandwagon fan, let's be real. You saw him at the finals a couple years ago when, Toronto Raptors won the championship. But does he support the Blue Jays, though? We'll see. Mario Franco is the first guy they have to take. 91 potential, left fielder. I'm not sure where I see the potential in this one. Lefty batter, righty throwing. 19 years old. Maybe that's where some of that comes from. Maybe age factors into this. He is an injury waiting to happen at 33. Maybe he gets lucky. Maybe he ends up just being a DH for his career, but he doesn't hit very well because he doesn't feel very well. He doesn't bunt fast. Did you really draft a pinch runner with your first pick? Come on. Next up is Andy Dowell. No relation to, I think there's an actual Andy Dowell, just a celebrity. Anyhow, he's got good contact against righties and lefties. Lefties not too bad. He doesn't hit for power. He's got good vision, discipline, clutch. You definitely come through in the clutch, over a majority of the time. Fielding, gonna need help. It probably raises overall, though I don't put a ton of stock in the overall because for some positions, the numbers can be skewed one way or another depending on how you look at them. Arm strength just not really there. He is fast, though, if anything, 20 years old. Hits lefties a lot better than righties, despite what the numbers say. Next up, they went to another shortstop, Gregory Martin from Georgia, lefty batting, righty throwing. He's all right with a bat in his hands. He's durable. He's another guy who just does not field. I almost feel like, come on. I understand that speed, and you can see he's got a 76 there. I understand that speed is important to have. But if you have speed and can't do anything else, I'd rather have speed and defense, or speed and at least some contact, or at least some vision or something. Maybe foul some pitches off, maybe bunt and have some speed. But just speed? Come on. Enough criticism. Kirk Sandoval is next. Alabaman, 21 years old, coming to Canada. Ain't that something? Toronto, of all places. 63 stamina, so borderline starter. His hit, K, and walks for nines are actually good enough. He might be a major league player a little sooner than most may project. Four-seam curveball and a changeup. Good enough velocity and solid enough break. Arm strength is up there. He's relatively accurate when he throws. Do not put a bat in his hands. Granted, he's going to an American League team. And he's got a good enough delta in change in his speed from 93 to 80 that he may be just fine. And last but not least, Alonso Urbina from Puerto Rico, lefty throwing, lefty batting. hit again. His per nines are good. They're at least going to have two good relievers. If they ever can, get everything else in solid order. Clutch and control, they're all right. Velocity is good enough, and his break is good enough. Granted, he throws a running fastball and a slider, so the pitchers are going to be going all over the damn place. To lefties, the ball's gonna be coming in on him on a running fastball. On a righty, it's gonna be going away from them. Like, he's gonna be all over the place. If he can get that running fastball to work, I guess kind of like a cutter to lefties, he'll be perfectly fine. A slider and a changeup. Oh, a curveball and a changeup. Sorry, to go with that. Don't put a bat in his hands. He's all right durability wise, though. Despite this being an Arizona Diamondbacks franchise and the 0-1 World Series really, really stinging, pulling at my heartstrings, because I really thought the Yankees I thought the city of New York deserved the 0-1 World Series for kind of obvious reasons, but nonetheless, the team that I normally root for, the New York Yankees, these are the picks that they are mocked. Let's be real. 93 potential. Lee Ibar from Arkansas. How'd you end up in Arkansas? Anyway, who cares? There are people all over the place. Lefty batting, righty throwing. He hits righties power-wise. Good enough. Lefties, solid enough. We can live with that. 50 vision. So, if he gets a solid enough, bat on ball, he can take you deep. Going to need to work on a discipline in the clutch. Durability, he's definitely going to need to work on a durability if you want to be playing left field. I don't know when the hell he'll get there, given it Giancarlo Stanton is still there. Unless he gets traded before this video actually comes out. Fielding, he is damn good as a fielder. His arm strength isn't really there, but he reacts to the ball very well, not very fast. Hits righties, maybe slightly better than lefties. Next, they have Colin Cardona, Dominican second baseman. He can hit for contact. He's got good enough vision and discipline and clutch. He'll come through for the team. Durability, up there. Fielding, definitely up there. This is an amazing pick. Why is his potential so low? His speed isn't there. Is it just because he doesn't hit for power? Because that's no excuse. You got him at a 68 potential. Come on. Next up, Augustin Diaz. He hits. Another guy who hits for contact. I get that. The Yankees as of right now are pretty much a power team. Vision is very good. He's actually a major league level, to be real with you. Clutch, he'll come through. Very good fielder. Not very strong of an arm, but he's a second baseman, so I'm not too concerned by that. Speed is all right. Apparently, he'll steal a bag. I guess he's got that sneaky speed from Cuba. Next up is Chuck McGoffin from Jamaica. 18 years old, 5'8", 166. Hell, you think I'm 5'8". I'm not 166. I put on a couple pounds since, COVID. Anyway, he's not too much of a hitter, not much of a fielder. He's fast as hell, though. I give him that. That boy, cool runnings, through and true. Durability, oh boy. All that speed, bro. I hope you have like a line to Usain Bolt. Maybe you get your durability up. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know if you've seen that guy. That guy he kind of ripped. You know what I'm saying? Get your weight up or something. Next up, we got Hans Chavez from North Carolina, 22 years old. Not much of a bat. He's all right. He's durable. He can't field worth a damn. Won't throw anybody remotely out. He's fast. Another guy with speed. Like, I get that. I don't know. Maybe he can outplay his potential. We'll see. Some guys do really outplay their potential in their quote-unquote overall number. Again, I don't put a ton of stock into that. And next up, Brian Morales, a New Jerseyan who, hopefully he paid his toll across the GWB to play for the New York Yankees. Switch hitter, but he's a righty thrower as a starting pitcher. 70 stamina, which is good. He's going to need to work on his caper now, the ability to get guys out. But with a 4-seam changeup, 2-seam sweeping curve repertoire, you would think he'd be a little better, but we shall see. His velocity is good. Break is all right. Damn good arm strength. I guess he could bat a little bit. Bunting not really there, and his durability is kind of all right.